Welcome back, everybody, to That's the Ticket, and we are live from WrestleMania 22 in Las Vegas. Well, I'm not, but these four gentlemen are. Um, we have with us today Ben Woooo, Matt Delacus, Rich Hopkins, and Incognito, our buddy Lou. These guys have been in Vegas for the last 48 hours, so we're going to start with what the experience has been so far, and then we'll talk about right now. We are just going into night two, so that hasn't happened yet. But we're going to talk about last night's event and just some of the things that have rocked your world. So, Ben, let's start with you. How's it been so far?
Yeah, I mean it's been really fun. I love getting together with these fellas. A lot of nostalgia. Uh, Favorite things so far really come, WrestleCon, meeting these greats and getting autographs. As far as the WrestleMania goes, I love to people watch, man, and it was something, and it didn't disappoint. Um, you see all the positives and negatives online, and really a lot of them are spot on. And I was thinking last night, negatives, you know, all the commercials, uh, positives, just the energy. Everyone's really, really excited, all the fans, and the music, the show, the lights. I think they do a great job producing it that way. Um, Content, I mean, my I guess the Breaker and Rollins and Gunther match was by far my favorite match to watch.
That seems to be the
Uh,
consensus.
Not even close, really, a close second. So the last match was very, and we were all talking about this last night. It was very just surreal. It was like there was all this anticipation and excitement, particularly in entrances and music and build up, and then when the match started, it was just like eerily quiet the entire time. It was just weird.
It's it's
Uh,
it's hard to
so
tell on TV when you're watching it because these are big arenas and you don't often get a sense of whether the crowd's into it or not. Um, Let me ask you this before we go on. You said about the commercials. Now, is this the first time there's ever been commercials on a WrestleMania?
I didn't remember them in the stadium during WrestleMania 40. Did you guys?
No,
No, we were watching it about 2 hours behind, so we were able to on Netflix. We get it on Netflix up here in Canada, and we were able to forward through it. But it was a big chunk after every match, so there was a good few minutes. But we fortunately for us, we just buzzed through them, and we were good. But I guess they got to pay the bill somehow, right?
that's right.
I think
TK.
that's the so right, exactly, manifestation of TKO.
Yeah, yeah, we can get into that, Lou, about how much it cost you guys to be down there. I mean, I'm sure you're spending a pretty penny to be in the building, let alone going to WrestleCon and some of the other things. And I went to F1 in Vegas last year, and everything was expensive. I mean, not when I was a kid going to Vegas, but before we get off, Ben, what are some of the other things? So you did obviously night one last night. You went to the big convention, and have you guys done anything else up until now?
I'll let other people talk.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's move on then to Matt Delacus, Indie Brotherhood brother of mine. Nice to see you, pal.
Yes.
You're in Vegas with a big smile on your face. Let's go.
Yep. So yeah, it's been great. I would say the highlight, I always look forward to WrestleCon because you get to just see all the wrestlers and they're right next to you. You talk to them. I met Kevin Von Erich yesterday and got to talk to him, which was just
Wow.
awesome just because I watched him on World Class growing up and he was the nicest guy I've met probably in that situation, getting an autograph. We actually found some indie cards and we found, there was cards around that we value, and it was other people didn't even know what they were, just sitting there in the high spot store. So it was pretty fun seeing that. WrestleMania World, I got to meet HBK and
Nice.
a couple other wrestlers. And one thing about that I really love is like watching the little kids get an autograph from like Jey Uso or someone else, and they walk away with this huge smile on their face because I think that's what it's really all about.
Nice. Rich Hopkins, Hulk Hogan collector and vintage collector extraordinaire. How's your time been?
Uh, it's been great, from the start getting here. It's been super busy, but really fun. From bouncing into WWE world to get Undertaker, a couple Undertaker signed rookie cards.
Wow.
and then bouncing over to WrestleCon to get a couple of flair items signed, and to help out these guys with getting some of their autos done, and just being a part of that experience and talking to the wrestlers. That build up of all that, and then finally yesterday when we wake up on Saturday morning, we're like, wow, it's here. WrestleMania is officially here. So to go last night and have really, really good seats, the experience was great. Everyone around us was great. Sometimes you're seated around people where there may be some drama or some alcohol involved. But it was a great night. I really enjoyed the night one all the way through. I know people are critiquing it online, but as far as production and show, I had a great time, and obviously being there with these three guys makes that a great time.
Awesome. Lou,
What's the question again?
the question is, how has your time been so far, last 48 hours in Vegas, and how was your thoughts on night number one?
Oh, it's been fun as hell. I mean, people would talk about how coming back to Las Vegas, second year in a row, was a bad choice, but I actually enjoyed coming back here.
So you went last year as well.
Yes, and I'd never been to Las Vegas before that, so a lot of lessons learned from last year. So applying them this year, the experience is better. Being here with these other compatriots here is so much fun, and why I really come. So one thing that I enjoyed about being here in particular was getting to meet and greet Stephanie McMahon.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
That's cool.
for me, that was something I really looked forward to, and it didn't disappoint. And also Logan Paul, meet and greet with him. That was very much fun for me. But then the whole experience of getting autographs and hustling and bustling with these other guys is what we actually enjoy.
Cool.
And then night one, I think it was seeing Stephanie Vacker in person. She's so impressive in so many ways.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. And then the second thing was having Paige come out. That was a total surprise, and I think the crowd really received her well for the people that knew her. That was fun. Yeah, and just being there at the stadium was fun.
It's good to know. It's good to know finally that Lou is into women. We were a little worried about that before, but now it's official.
Oh man.
What was
Oh,
the
I only
plot
told you half of the story, okay?
like? You
Oh
can tell these
man.
guys are having fun. A lot of inside
I'd
stuff.
like to add about the night one. I didn't.
Yeah.
The seats were amazing, and when you're in those seats, and you see, they said the crowd was dead last night, but I mean, I didn't feel the crowd was too dead because everyone was up and cheering.
Where are you guys roughly in the building? Are you like midway
We're
down?
on they're called the lower risers in the club suite, and it's like pretty. You can see the action in the ring. You can see everything from your seat. Yeah, you always look at the jumbotron, but
Sure.
to look at other things. But you could actually see the matches and
I think
the
I think
walk-in.
they're the perfect seats because they're not on the floor. They're the level up, just the first level. So it's a little stadium look. So you're a little on the rise, right? And that's why they call them club risers. So you're the closest rise stadium seating from the stadium. So I think Lou and Rich kind of picked them, and we
Yep,
kind of
good job.
piggybacked. So they did a great job on that.
Nice.
One thing I will say before I forget, and one of the most enjoyable things was at Wrestle World, and they had this Hogan exhibit, and man, they did such a good job on that. I mean, you walk in, and there's all these vintage TVs, kind of like that MTV look, where they have all those TVs, different sizes piled on top of each other. Playing Hulk Hogan highlights, and then just music, and then you go into a old 80s bedroom, like nostalgic, like kids bed with dresser and like old wood. Just looked exact. It's like taking you back
Right.
in time to when you were a kid, and they had
80s furniture.
every piece of memorabilia that you could just, it takes you right back there. All the LGNs, the light switch,
Yep.
it was amazing. And then they had the Hulk Hogan music, I'm a Real American, of course. And then past that, you had real memorabilia, the boots, the cage of WrestleMania 2 you could take a picture with.
Yeah,
They
of
had
course,
his
that's what we're
Viper in
into.
there.
That's right up our alley, being
Oh yeah.
collectors.
They literally had his
Trunks,
Viper sitting there.
Right.
It was,
trunks,
oh, the trunks. I mean,
the
we went
belts.
through it twice. The second time I went through it, I got
Oh,
sad. It evoked emotion. It was a
To see that
killer,
for real,
killer
yeah.
display.
Yeah.
So if you guys,
That's why
I'm sure other,
if they ever make that museum they're talking about an actual Hall of Fame building and have all that stuff that they got on storage that they showed on that TV program, and made it available to the public, I think a lot of people would really dig it, because
oh,
it's such
absolutely.
a connection. Like, look what this stuff is selling for, guys. Like we've seen the $1 million boot sales, and in our world of cards, things are going bananas, and we're definitely on a high right now. No doubt about it. The collectibles world in wrestling and wrestling itself. I mean, you're at the biggest spectacle of the year, and it's massive. But I think that that's fantastic, and I'm not surprised that you get a bit of a visceral sort of feeling when you see that because you're looking. Lou, you mentioned the trunks. I posted some Savage trunks the other day, and you think about those times. You think
Yep.
about when these performers wore these things. Lou, you mentioned about Paige coming back. I want to ask you guys about some of the pops because again, watching on TV, you don't get the same sense as to what really worked with the crowd and what didn't.
right.
Like how when she won the title, did you guys go apeshit crazy, or when Bianca came out and showed her belly? Like what to you guys? What was the biggest sort of crowd reaction on
I
Mania?
Well,
think. Go ahead,
go
Lou.
ahead.
I think the page coming out was probably the most the crowd was interacting with, especially when she won, because they were saying we want Paige, because they wouldn't tag her in. Um, Other than that, Bianca Belair is nice. And John Cena came out, actually, the place went crazy when he came out to announce it. The crowd was like, "Oh man!" when they heard the music. Um, but the Page thing was definitely one of the highlights, I think, because people like the nostalgia. It takes them back to a time and made them feel, that could have been when they were a kid or 10 years ago. And definitely was a good pop.
We had
And
three
when
title changes with the women, right? All the belts changed on all three of them. So I thought to myself,
Yeah.
the crowd's going to really enjoy this.
I just wanted to add some description about being there is that when Matt was talking about the reaction of people to Paige and they were milking the tag in part, the people that were the most vocal, to me, in my opinion, appeared to be like the true fiber of wrestling fans, and you can just imagine who these people are, and they're so loud and they're so vocal, and so that makes it even more fun.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What are you guys looking forward to tonight? The main event with Roman and Punk,
I'm
or
looking
or is it the first match that most of us are looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to Cody turning heel, man.
Is that
That's
going to
got
happen,
to
do you think? Is
happen.
that in the wind?
I don't know. That's what I think they got to do to turn the tables on everyone saying this is the worst WrestleMania. It's got to be something crazy.
Let's talk
Or
about that quickly. The worst WrestleMania. It's not the worst WrestleMania.
I
It's
agree.
not. That's
But
Getting
the
shredded,
indie
BS.
though.
wrestling community can be so vocal, and we were talking earlier, Matt. You said you had a low expectation, so you enjoyed yourself. I have no expectation when I watch wrestling, having been watching it, and Rich will probably agree, 40 years, that some cards are great, some are mediocre, some are average, and we
Right.
love it no matter what. We're fans. It's like I live in Toronto with the Toronto Maple Leafs, so you can't have any sort of thoughts about is going to go great or not. You just have to enjoy what's there. But I was reading a lot of people that had a lot to say, and it's like, you know what? Yeah, if you don't dig it, then don't watch it.
Right. It's
Right.
like BS content, and it's dramatic, and they probably have a secondary gain for some reason.
Yeah, to get a rise
The
out of it.
opinion is right. We enjoyed it.
Yeah. Really enjoyed it.
Well,
And if I may jump in to kind of
sure.
back up to that last question about the pops last night, and this will kind of cover what Ben's thoughts were as well. But with Cody, we had Randy who came out first, who had a huge pop, and the fans loved him. With all those images of the Viper in the background and just that slow walk to the ring. And then next we got Cody, and behind Cody, you almost saw the evolution of his character. And so it goes all the way across from somewhat of his rookie season to that, with that red, white, and blue and gold. So you kind of see the evolution of that character. And then last night he coming out with shiny gold and black and gold. So it does lead to maybe some speculation that there is a character change coming up. So that is something I noticed. Then also during that match, it's pretty even as far as who people were cheering for. The fans loved both. When Cody did get some heat or some news is when he had some of those heel tendencies, attacking, Randy's ankle, and I think when he had him outside of the ring, maybe where he was punching him. But we did get to see some heel tendencies. So I'm with Ben. I don't know if we get a full heel change, but we're definitely going to get a new Cody at some point.
Now, do you think that's going to be tonight, or do you think, because they did Friday Night SmackDown and they had Punk and Cody as a
Right. That's what I
segment
was saying.
as the two
That's what
champions,
I'm
and I thought that was
Yeah,
hearing
that
something.
could very well lead into tonight.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward. I'm with a lot of the majority here. I'm looking forward to Brock Lesnar and Obafemi, and
Yeah,
then
we are too.
really, Roman Reigns and obviously CM Punk. Me being a Roman Reigns fan, I'm hoping he'll pull off that victory, but I don't feel like it's going to be a match that's uninterrupted. So that leads us to the question: Is Cody going to be involved, or speculation? Does The Rock show up? And that's what makes WrestleMania great. You just go in expecting the unexpected.
Right.
Yeah, we need something big though, like a Rock showing up or a
Right.
Cody coming and turning or something of that magnitude. Because the Raw tomorrow night is always a big one, and they often save a little bit for that. But I'm thinking that you need something for you guys in the seats at Reliance Stadium to walk out of there with a big smile on your face and say, okay, we smell what the Rock was cooking, or to have that kind of experience. Ben, what do you figure? What are you looking for most tonight?
Yeah, I mean, you guys really covered a lot of it. Rich covered a lot of it. I kind of mentioned it. You guys took off with it. I think that a Cody heel turn would be fantastic. I don't think The Rock is gonna save this one. He might, but Matt earlier today did mention um
CM Punk.
the Punk thing. And I'm like, yeah, that didn't make sense. Like all of a sudden they're buddies, and
Right.
it's
I noticed
almost
that
like
too.
they're trying to make them friends, and then now they'd be perfect. I mean, not perfect, but it would make sense. They got to do something to make sense of that last match last night. And I think tonight's going to be the night, man. I really do. I think Cody's going to turn heel. I think
Ooh.
I think he's gonna interfere. I think Reigns becomes the champion. Punk gets punked by Cody, and he gets to go home without a belt, just like his wife.
Lou, what are you looking forward to most? Lou, what are you looking forward to
Yes.
most tonight?
I was gonna say Julia, but it's probably just seeing Roman in person.
Yeah. That entrance is when you see that in person and everyone's sitting there when he comes out, it's just there's something about it. It just is it's like no other. The whole crowd gets up, they get excited. They time it perfectly, and you just get excited for Roman to be in there because I mean he's the top dog anyway. Right now, that's who people want to see.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good one way or the other. But a big surprise would be nice, definitely. Those
We
are
need
Yeah.
always, like the WrestleMania. Well, we're going to get into that now. That's the last part of this. What I wanted to do is I want to go around the horn with you guys and say, think hard as to what your favorite WrestleMania of all time is. And it's usually something like that, like a Seth coming out and cashing in that makes the memory, or Hogan slamming Andre, or whatever it is. Ben, what's the best WrestleMania of all time?
The best WrestleMania of all
Or your
time.
favorite? What's your
Okay.
favorite?
To
Well,
you, to you.
right. So I'm going to say three different things here. My favorite match all time um, is the Rock Hulk WrestleMania 18 by far. I mean, I've watched that more than any other match.
In
I
Toronto?
still watch. Oh, I still watch it. Like if I want to watch something exhilarating and I'm to get myself to look at items or whatever. Obviously, I have the shirt too, but even before that, that was my match. It was like, oh my God, this is just every time. And I see that big guy in the background taking the. I mean, I've seen it so many times that I recognize almost every person in the background and what they're doing, and their reaction. my favorite childhood, this is a very weird answer because it's probably not even close to top in history, but Hogan Warrior is childhood wise one of my
Another
most
one that happened in
memorable.
Toronto.
Yeah, my
Nice.
most memorable, the one that really grabbed my soul as far as loving wrestling because I was old enough to understand it, old enough to kind of see who I liked, why I liked. I liked them both. And I was tilted towards the Warriors, a kid at that time, which was very crazy. And then back to Hogan, later. But and then just probably the one that I have the most memories of WrestleMania, and I think these guys are probably going to add quick because I'm glad I went first, but is WrestleMania 40 because that was the first one I was ever at and in person, and I did it with these guys, and it kind of brought everything together, really.
Nice.
Memories, childhood memories, history, and also camaraderie and people to share it with. And really kind of solidified my love for it as an adult and a 50-year-old man.
Well,
So
I
right,
was
justify
having
it.
this
So,
conversation earlier this week with a buddy of mine, and I said, I've only been to two WrestleManias, and both of them were here in Toronto. But the first one was Hogan Warrior. The second one was Hogan Rock. So I got nothing to complain
man,
about.
yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty
Insofar as
awesome.
getting to go to two, the two
that's
that they put
crazy.
up here in the Sky Dome delivered.
Yeah,
Backus, what's your favorite WrestleMania of all time?
Um, my favorite WrestleMania of all time, and we all talked about this before this, is definitely 40. Just because we were there together, but that 5 minutes when everyone came out, we were jumping up and down like we were, 15 years old, just going crazy or like a kid. And we were all we were outdoors at, the stadium, and it was a little cold, and it just was like the whole crowd was insane. I think it was like 70,000 people there, and just to
Yeah.
be there in person, I'll never forget it. Favorite match is Rock Hogan. I get goosebumps right now. I got goosebumps thinking about it. It's just amazing, and it's
that's
two of
weird.
the biggest icons ever. And then, you know, what's that? uh, and then, as a kid, I just anything Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, WrestleMania was what I loved. That was my thing for those two guys. So
Rich, what's your favorite WrestleMania of all time?
Well, it sounds like we're all going to have very similar answers, but I'll make it I'll have two answers for you. The first being one being the live event, which I got to attend with these guys, as they mentioned earlier, WrestleMania 40. And that, as Matt just mentioned, that 5 minutes of chaos in night one's main event is just unforgettable. And, seeing The Rock in person for the first time and seeing Undertaker and John Cena as he runs out, and then on top of that we have Rollins who helps out and Solo who interferes, and that was just amazing. And then to follow up, with night two, and Cody finishing his story, even though I'm a Roman Reigns fan. I'm also a wrestling fan first, so it was amazing to see that part as well, and that long build up for all that to happen. And then, the second answer for me would be as I go back to my childhood, and we were fortunate to have one of these large satellite dishes that sat in our yard. My dad was into the ham operating radio and the satellite dishes, so we got all the pay per views back then, such like Mike Tyson fights along with WrestleManias. But WrestleMania 3 would be it for me, and just remembering specifically in my mind the Andre and Hulk match, and Andre slamming him, and just the excitement from that. So that one sticks out the most. And then to kind of tie into that, as being mentioned earlier, in WWE world with this Hulk Hogan exhibit, it just brings back those flood of memories. When you see that, it's just a blast from the past. So.
Sure. Lou, what's your favorite one?
Well, my favorite one historically is three, I guess.
Three would probably be the most popular choice, I would think, amongst
yeah,
like
Yeah,
wrestling
but then
fans.
also you could say one because it's one.
First one.
But my most enjoyable one was like everyone else, the one in Philadelphia. I mean, going on destinations, you enjoy the city, but to have the WrestleMania as like the focal point makes it so much fun, and to be there, and that final 5 minutes of that match that somebody put in a nice video like a week ago, it shows you just how people just showing up, and it was epitomized how it could be lights out, smoke and mirrors, who's going to show up,
Yeah.
and it was just one surprise after another. So it's so much fun.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench. My favorite WrestleMania of all time is actually 17, the one in 2001, Rock Austin with no disqualification. I just thought that card, it was out of Houston, top to bottom, it had everything for me. And I remember just the vibe of watching it on TV, but that was the one with the table, ladders, and chairs. That was the one with Benoit Angle. That was the one with Shane and Vince. And it kind of represented the end of the sort of Hogan, or sorry, the Rock Austin era. And then we got into it just seemed to be the end of a section of time. And I like three as well. That would be my second best choice. And then, of course, the two in Toronto, that was that. But um, X7 is probably my favorite WrestleMania to date. But guys, it's so cool to see the wrestling card and collectibles community at the event. You guys all have smiles on your faces. Um, I'll let you guys one more time sort of say anything else you want to say, and then we'll wrap it up. But thanks for making the time to come out and sort of share your experience. It's just so cool that you're there. Have an absolute blast tonight. But let's get a final word from each of you, Ben.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to tonight and one more night with these great guys. We've become great friends, and it's amazing what you, as men, we're all used to being our own men, and when you get four of us together here,
Like little
there's
kids.
ups and downs, and just like we're like little kids, just like having a group of little kids, like the Sandlot. You get in little arguments, and then you love and hug, and then and then you have another beer, and then you get going again. So tonight's going to be a great time.
Has there been a beer or two, guys?
There's been a couple. I'm gonna probably have a
What was that
party
last
here
night?
after.
Triple Loco. It was
Oh yeah, we had
strawberry
these 24-ounce guava
hard
strawberry
seltzer.
Oh, really?
things, and well, that's quite frankly, that's one of the things that was a little frustrating about last night, because there was no hard intermission,
To go, yep.
and I wasn't ready. I didn't know they were going to have all these commercials, so I did not. Uh, I
Oh, don't
didn't.
talk about it. Don't say it.
Oh,
No, you got to
I
say it now.
All right, go ahead.
well, I did not manage my bathroom breaks very well. So I
Oh,
had three 24-ounce
Topo
what are
Loco.
those seltzers, and I didn't go to the bathroom one time.
72
So
ounces.
so during the main event, I was dancing. I mean, I was rocking, I was dancing, and it seemed forever to get out of there. But anyway, I'll manage it a little better today. But we're gonna go back in this world here after this, Paul. I'm gonna grab a Bloody Mary. I'm gonna go. These guys have some autograph sessions. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna go through the Hulk Hogan exhibit again, and I'll take some pictures.
Yeah, take some pics
and,
for us.
and that's gonna kind of be my favorite thing to look forward to here before we venture out again. So yeah, it'll be a great time tonight. So
Awesome. Matt?
You mentioned like wrestling cards brought this group together, and this is probably going 4 or 5 years back now, and it's crazy because we talk every day, and the friendship started just from pieces of cardboard to now we're at
Yeah,
our
like our brotherhood. I
yeah,
know loads of guys, obviously, and I'm
right,
very close to them just off of wrestling cards.
just off of wrestling cards, and it's pretty awesome. And here's the thing: when we're together, we talk wrestling cards probably 80% of the
Yeah, I'm
time. So
sure.
it's not it's so you go back on Tuesday, take a break, and you're back into wrestling cards again. But just looking forward to tonight with these guys, and maybe we're going to hit WrestleCon back up. There was a couple of hidden treasures there. Might go see that, sneak over there, and then I think we have a photo op with Stephanie McMahon, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
So just take it the last day and enjoy it, because next year it's in Saudi Arabia, and definitely won't be heading to that one.
All right. No, I guess not, huh? Rich Hopkins, so nice to see you, brother.
Hey, nice to see you, Paul, and thanks again for having us on.
Well, thanks for making
Just
yourself
look,
available. And Ben suggested this. I'm like, yeah, we're going to do this. If you guys are all down there, for sure, we're going to get your thoughts, right in the middle of it. It'll be amazing.
yeah, it's definitely good to do that while we're all here. It's fresh on our mind, but look forward to what's really our last day here. Got a Cody signing at noon. He has eluded me the last few years, so I'm happy to get Cody a Cody auto today, and
He's
then
gonna tell the
spend some
world.
WWE World. And
He's Rich. You're gonna tell the world and spoil. Is the eye, is the eye true? Is it real or not? I mean, Rich is gonna be
yes,
able to see it up close in
I'll give
person.
an update on Cody's health and eye as soon as possible. But
Yeah,
look forward to seeing Cody.
no one's
And
getting run over on the likes of you guys when it comes to autographs. That's for sure.
yeah, so I look forward to that. And then an exciting night too. And I feel like we'll get a few surprises tonight and make some memories. So thanks again, Paul.
Yeah, my pleasure. Lou, nice meeting you for the first time. We'll have you back again when we can show you. What do you have to say?
Well, thanks for having the opportunity for having us on here, and I know the wrestling park community. I'll speak for them that they appreciate your content. And
My pleasure.
so thanks
Tony
for
and I
having
love
us on.
doing this, like
Right.
we do this even if no one was watching, that's why, and Ben and I are doing these That's the Tickets, and it's just cool to reminisce and talk about this stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. All right, guys, so let's leave it there. To all four of you, have a wonderful time.
Thanks,
Hopefully, it's
Paul.
going to be a great show, and we'll be back. Ben and I have another episode coming up on Bash to the Beach. So, but we're gonna get this one up first, and then we'll get that one going. Ben, Matt, as
Okay.
always, we speak regularly through the
Yep,
Brotherhood. Shout out to
that's
all those
right.
guys. Rich Hopkins, you say shout out to Brian Williams. Haven't seen him in a while. And Lou, thanks for joining us, pal. Hope you guys have a wonderful
Anytime.
time. Yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful time tonight. Thanks, guys. You guys out there watching. Everyone enjoy WrestleMania. Well, by the time you see this, WrestleMania will be over. But some of these things we're talking about now might have been worked out, and Cody might be a heel. Who knows? Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you soon.